Today I'm going to be talking about using properties of tangents day 1. And this is mostly just basic circle vocabulary, knowing the pieces and the parts of your circle. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at these pieces and parts and we're going to give them a name. So line segment AD. Line segment AD. This is the diameter. It starts and stops on both ends of the circle, and it goes through the center, and that's what makes it special because it's the diameter, it goes through the center. So line segment CD starts in the center and goes out to the end, and that's your radius. Line EG is what we call a tangent. A tangent. And a tangent only touches the circle at one spot. It's on the outside of the circle and it touches it only once. And point F is called the point of tangency. Right? Next, let's do purple. We have a line segment HB. Line segment HB. Now, line segment HB starts and stops on the ends of the circle, and that's what we call a chord. It starts and stops on the circle. It's called a chord. Now, our next one is line KG. Let's do like an orangey. Line KG. Now, line KG starts on the outside and stops on the outside. It goes through the circle, outside of the circle. When it goes outside of the circle, that is called a secant. Okay, so these are all your main parts of a circle. So let's practice some of these. Okay, so line segment AH. Line segment AH. Ooh, it only touches the circle once and it's on the outside, so that's a tangent. And point B is your point of tangency. All right. Line segment EI. It starts and stops on the end, but it goes through the middle, so that is a diameter. And a diameter is actually a special chord. It is a chord that goes through the center. Okay? So now we have line segment DF. It starts and stops on the circle, so that is just a regular chord. And then line segment CE, which starts in the middle and goes to the end, so that is a radius. Now, a radius is not a chord because it does not start and stop on the ends of the circles. A radius starts in the center. All right. Now, let's have a couple more vocab words. We have tangent circles. Now, tangent circles are two circles that touch at one point. We can have two circles outside or a circle within a circle. Tangent circles, they touch at one point. Concentric circles are two circles that share the same center. They share the same center, so kind of like a bullseye, a target, a wheel. Now, we can have some common tangents between two circles. So if I were to draw two circles, a common tangent touches each circle once, but touches both circles. So an internal tangent goes inside that gap between the two circles, and if you notice, that's supposed to touch, that this tangent touches each circle at one point, and it touches both of them. And it goes through the gap, so it's internal. An external tangent goes on the outside, so either on the top or the bottom. It's kind of, there we go. So that's an external tangent. So let's practice using some tangents. If we look at this, the top right-hand corner, is that internal or external tangents? Since they're on the outside, these are external. This bottom one is internal because it goes inside the gap. We have another one that looks a little different, and this common tangent is external since it's on the outside and there's no gap to go in between. Okay? So if we look at this next one, it says draw all available common tangent lines, internal and external. So we have one internal right here. We have another one, another internal right here. And then we have two external on the top and on the bottom. So we have a total of 4 common tangents for those 2 circles. Now this one down here, we have none because tangents cannot go inside a circle. They cannot go inside a circle. And the tangent, common tangent, has to touch both circles, so this one cannot be done. It is impossible. So let's put all of these pieces together and let's start naming all of our parts. So if we look at this, for our center, we have points C and G. Those are our 2 centers that we see. A chord, we have a line segment AB. And if we call it a line segment, that means it starts and stops, so that is allowed to be called a chord. Okay? We also have chord line segment AD, because remember, a diameter can also be a chord. And of course, our diameter is AD, because it's a diameter and a special type of chord. For our radius, we can use all pieces that start in the center and go out to the edge of the circle. So we have 5 of these. Line segment AC, CH, CD, GF, and GE. We have 5 of those. Point of tangency would be points H, F, D, and E. All points of tangency, where a tangent line touches the circle once. We have a common external tangent, which would be line DE. Line DE. A common internal tangent would be line IF. And a secant, which has to go all the way through, I would name line BI.